With summer around the corner, Americans of all backgrounds are going to be protesting the fascism in our White House and taking over our government. As a human rights lawyer, I'm making this video to share 13 rules you need to follow to protect yourself while protesting. We are watching as ICE fascists and DHS are violating every rule in the book and arresting people arbitrarily. So here are 13 rules you should keep in mind to ensure you do not get arrested. Let's address this. Thank you for tuning in to Let's Address This with Qasim Rashid. Be sure to hit that subscribe button so we can continue to protect your human rights and our democracy. Now, let's talk about the right to protest. Here's the thing. The right to protest is enshrined in the Bill of Rights. Americans have exercised this right throughout American history to protest government overreach, tyranny, and injustice. And today, that right is once again being tested. Across the country, working people are mobilizing to protest ICE raids, mass arrests, and the targeting of immigrants, Muslims, indigenous, and black and brown communities. The Trump administration is building concentration camps to censor dissent and trafficking people across state and international lines, deporting them even contrary to judicial orders. The Trump regime has made clear they do not respect the right to peaceful protest. And this reality matters because we need to prepare accordingly. So whether you're protesting this week, next week, this summer, or next winter, or supporting loved ones who are protesting, the goal remains the same. Protect yourself, protect each other, and remain rooted in the principle of the constitutional right to protest. Here are some of the key rules I urge you to keep in mind when you show up for yourself and for your community. Because we need to recognize the gravity of the moment we're in. The Trump regime has launched an illegal war on Iran. It's killing thousands of innocent civilians. Rule 1, if you are undocumented or your immigration status is processing, I highly advise you to avoid these protests altogether. Obviously, this is not legal advice, but if I was your lawyer, here is what I would say. Avoid these protests altogether. This is not a judgment on courage or your commitment. It's a safety assessment in a moment of heightened enforcement, in a moment of actual tyranny. If you still insist on protesting, follow these rules and additionally have your A number memorized. Number 2, when you go out, ensure your loved ones know where you are, what time you will meet up with them, and what time you will be back home. Do not leave your location to chance. Ensure your loved ones are in the know. Number 3, have the phone number for your loved ones and your lawyer memorized in case your phone gets taken away and you need to call them from memory. If you lose your numbers, ICE police are under no obligation to help you get them back. If stopped by law enforcement for any reason, simply ask if you are free to go. If the answer is yes, go. Do not answer any additional questions. Do not look back. Simply leave immediately. Number 5, if you are stopped by law enforcement and you ask if you are free to go and the answer is no, do not voluntarily talk to police. Do not talk to the National Guard. Do not talk to ICE. Do not talk to any member of law enforcement. Do not volunteer any information about yourself. Do not initiate conversation. You always have the right to remain silent. Number 6, do not lie to law enforcement. This is critical. Law enforcement can lie to you to get information they want out of you. You cannot lie to law enforcement. It is legal for them to lie to you. It is illegal for you to lie to them. I know it's a terrible system, but it's the one that we have. Under no circumstance should you lie to law enforcement. And the best way to not lie is to not speak. Exercise your right to remain silent. Number 7, if you are detained, ask for a lawyer immediately in clear words. If you are detained or arrested, your remarks should be, I want my attorney immediately. Do not sign anything. Do not admit to anything. And do not confess anything. Simply ask to speak to your lawyer and repeatedly ask in the clearest terms possible that you would like to speak to your lawyer, period. They will try to convince you to speak to them. They will let you know that it's okay to give basic information to them. Your response every single time should be, I need to speak to my lawyer immediately, and that's it. Number 8, you can ask lawfully any law enforcement officer or military person to share their name and badge number with you and what department they represent. You should do this, especially if your rights are violated. But again, do not volunteer any information about yourself. That said, some states require you to disclose your name, and I have included in the caption of this post a link to allow you to find out if your state is one that requires you to provide your name. If your state requires you to provide your name, then I would recommend you provide your name. Number 9, when you are protesting, you can lawfully record in any public space anything that is in plain view. ICE fascists might threaten to arrest you for recording. These are empty threats. They may be real because ICE doesn't seem to care about the law or the Constitution, but they are not legal threats. You have a legal right to record in public. Number 10, you can march in the streets or on any public space and the police cannot arrest or detain you. However, if you are deliberately obstructing public thoroughways, you can and likely will be detained. So if you choose to make that decision, make sure you know it consciously and knowingly that you will be detained. Number 11, be especially cautious in states that are MAGA-controlled governments. They have expanded legal protections for drivers who run over protesters or openly encourage violence in response to demonstrators. Several states have used vague standards such as a driver feeling threatened to run people over, and they actually justify people driving into crowds. This language is deliberately ambiguous and extraordinarily dangerous. Know your state's laws, stay situationally aware of what's happening, prioritize your safety, especially in states where they have signaled a hostility towards peaceful protesters. Number 12, keep your phone private. Generally speaking, law enforcement can ask you to unlock your phone by Face ID or fingerprint, but not by entering your passcode. Set your phone security to require your passcode to unlock it. Do not voluntarily unlock your phone for law enforcement for any reason. If you have the means, take a burner phone with you, but do not make your phone accessible to law enforcement. And number 13, be fearless and speak truth, even if your voice shakes, especially if your voice shakes. Know that you are standing on the right side of history, of protecting our republic from fascists. Know that people are looking up to you and following your example, that you are inspiring more people than you even know. And then share your story publicly. Talk about protesting, talk about speaking up and upholding justice against these fascists. And actually, I will add a 14th rule. Use these protests as an opportunity to organize your neighbors. If all you do is simply go out and protest and come home, then I'm sorry, but you've actually wasted your time because there's so much more you can accomplish. Use this opportunity to organize. How? I'll give you one very good and free way to do so. I use a free tool called Sway. You can go to sway.co, see the description in the caption to sign up yourself. How does Sway work? Sway helps you organize your local community to vote as a block for candidates committed to justice. You can join my Sway voting group. You can set up your own voting group on the local, state, or federal level, no matter where you live. And then every person you meet, you ask them to join your voting group as well, so that when it comes time to vote, you are voting as a block of people as opposed to an individual. Look, we cannot elect better leaders unless we organize for better leadership. And because Sway is free, there is no barrier to entry. Every person can utilize this. And it is effective. It is proven. Used in the Texas primaries a few months ago, we saw a 20% increase in voter turnout in races that use Sway to organize voters. So do not make the mistake of simply marching and coming home empty-handed. Make it a priority to organize your neighbors, build a local movement, and fight for justice by standing united with the many over the money. Because look, the bottom line is this. The stakes have never been higher. Silence has never been more dangerous. And that's exactly why I have the deepest gratitude to the millions of you who are or will be protesting for justice to demand human rights. As a human rights lawyer myself, nothing makes me more proud than seeing my neighbors stand up in unison against oppression. So if you believe in truth, if you believe in justice, make sure you get out there and do me a favor. I hope I've earned your trust now more than ever. Let's get to work. Thank you for tuning in to this episode of Let's Address This with Qasim Rashid. Make sure you hit that subscribe button so we can continue to uphold your human rights and protect our democracy.